Let's do little calisthenics here. Everybody, raise your hands up, high as you can. Raise them up, raise them up, raise them up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Reach down, touch your toes on the line. Grab your ankles. Hold that for about 45 years. Because if we pass cap and trade, you better get used to that position. Every time I see one of these tea parties, there's always a reporter somewhere on TV that says, well, we saw so many Republicans, and so many Democrats, and so many Libertarians, and so many independents. Here's what I want to know. One easy question. How many Americans do we have here today? That's what I want. Hey, how many of you think the government's screwing? How many of you think the government really doesn't care about you anymore? How many of you are really mad about it? Well, I'm going to get you a lot madder. Because I'm going to tell you all the dirty little secrets about cap and trade, and it's filthy. Believe it or not, I read part of it. I did. I'm not going to tell you which part, but I got the dirty part, put it that way. The part you can't show your kids. Now, here's the whole idea of cap and trade. When we burn fossil fuel, oil, coal, gas, whatever, carbon dioxide goes into the atmosphere. And a bunch of pinheads way back when thought, that causes global warming. And now, of course, since the Earth's been cooling for 11 years, they're thinking it might be causing global cooling. Actually, they're not really sure, so now they're changing it to climate change, which I think in New Jersey is what, every half hour? Anyways, look, since nobody really knows what's going on, they got to do something, right? So, to implement cap and trade, the first thing the government does, they look at the following things. Every human, every business, every home, every car, every washer, dryer, refrigerator, every computer, iPod, moped, every tractor, barbecue, television, toaster oven, waffle iron, ice cream maker, boombox, wristwatch, lawnmower, hedge clipper, train sets, Fredericks of Hollywood toys, and snow cone machines, and anything else that uses any kind of energy, which I think is everything that's ever made ever in the whole world except rocks or something. And then, some pointy-headed bureaucrat, 2 years out of Yale, no doubt, European socialist economic theory well in place, no doubt has a poster of Karl Marx on his wall, or maybe even Che Guevara, who knows, never ran a business in his entire life, is going to decide how much energy each business in America is allowed to use. Yeah, those are called carbon credits. And, do you ever have that so far? Okay, good, because that makes you smarter than most of the people in our Congress. Now, you're allowed to buy and sell those carbon credits. So if you run a business, and let's just say you're allowed 1,000 credits, and the end of the year comes, and you've got yourself 950 credits, you can sell those 50 credits to another business who needs them because maybe he had 1,000, he's going to go over, and he doesn't have any energy, he's got to buy it from you. So, this is a little bit backwards because it seems to me like a business that is not needing that much carbon credits is usually failing. And a business that needs energy is usually doing great, hiring people. So the good businesses get screwed and the bad businesses, they get a big boost from this. Energy costs go up. How's the economy going to grow if you can't produce any more energy? And it doesn't produce any CO2. If they trade with each other, they make the same amount of CO2. It doesn't go down. It's idiotic. And each year, cap and trade cuts the amount of energy we're allowed to use. The idea is they want to make it so we produce the same amount of energy we did in 1907. For real, that's really what's in the bill. Oh, for real. And, I mean, in 1907, I think 80% of America used outhouses. Today they don't have cap and trade for plumbing. I'm not sure what they would cap or trade. But that's coming, I'm sure. And here's the worst part. Wind uses twice as expensive as fossil fuel. Solar power is 5 times as expensive as fossil fuel. And they need millions of acres for all those solar panels and then windmills. And we might as well pass legislation demanding that we create engines that run on pixie dust. How are you going to make this happen? So, what's the cost of all this? Well,
more bureaucracy.
90% of your electric bill, you're going to see a 90% hike in your electric bill. That's about the general estimate. Gasoline, about 75%. Now, take a look at your bills, you do the math, but it's about $3,000 to $4,000 per family per year. And here's what I love. Obama always talks about we want to make everything fair. There are so many exemptions in this bill. Real estate, utilities, car makers, steel companies, universities, farms are all exempted. So some companies don't have to pay any carbon tax, and other companies have to pay twice as much because these guys are skating by. So how's that fair? And they tell you it's only used on businesses. Oh, really? First of all, tell me one thing you buy that a business doesn't make. So if you buy something from a business and they have to spend an extra $50 for it, you're paying an extra $50 to buy it. And the worst part is, as far as the most intrusive part is, you are all required, if you sell a house, to have what's called an energy audit. This means some government knucklehead's going to stop by your house, knock on your door, snoop around every nook and cranny in your house, and give you a nice little report on your house for, what, a couple $1,000s, I'm sure. Just like the real estate market needs, an extra couple $1,000s to sell a house. And you wouldn't believe the pork, the earmarks, thousands of pages of earmarks. This is a 1,300-page bill. Almost half of this is for earmarks. Favors, out-and-out bribes to congressmen, and it costs $3,000 or $4,000 a year for all this stuff so far. And of course, it goes up every year. And they tell us good news. They have 10,000 new green jobs going to be created, which is good because we're going to lose about 2 million jobs a year from how they're going to screw our economy up. And by the way, does India have cap and trade? Does China have cap and trade? Where are our jobs going to go? Yeah, India and China. Now Europe has cap and trade, doesn't work. Unemployment is 18%. Carbon went up faster than ours did, but we're going to do this instead. This is going to work. This has never worked before. It'll work here though. And guess who buys and sells those carbon credits? No. Much more evil. Wall Street. Now, Wall Street's not evil inherently, but if they get their hands on this, well, let's think of the last time that Wall Street went to bed with the federal government. What did they spawn? Subprime. Yeah. We know how well that went. Look, for you teenagers out there, just as a little message here. The federal government is definitely worse than herpes. You can't get rid of it. It gets worse and worse, except it costs a lot of money. And there's no cure. I think we're going to cure herpes one of these days. I don't think we're going to cure bad government.